Hello everyone, it's Sloth, and today we are going with the Dimir zombies. Yes, eyes do not deceive you. We are going for the zombie version of Dimir. And actually, this is one of the better. Of course, zombies are black, right? But I think this version is really good because we have Kaito, we have also some blade stitched scab. And honestly, this is one of the key cards for the matchups. Even though we have one, it just changes the game so much. We will talk about everything in details, don't you worry. But the fact that we have Kaito, I think, is just a big difference compared to some of the other versions. Because first of all, of course, we need to run blue, but we have very good synergies, so we don't mind. But the fact that you can start drawing cards and then suddenly this Shambling Ghast that didn't do really anything, suddenly is transformed into like card advantage, and that's amazing, especially when you have a lot of small cheap creatures like zombies. The more cards you have, the better, and yeah, they all benefit from each other, so it's even more and more like explosive when everything works. And also Kaido is so hard to like answer in this kind of deck, especially if you are on the play, because you have the board. Enemy cannot touch Kaito if you don't allow him, so that's a big thing. So let's start with the cards, because that's why you are here, right? Champion of the Perished, big star of the deck, definitely, and you need 4 of those. Because they're basically like aspirants that can go double or triple counter a turn. So what not to like? And it's even cheaper because it's just 1 mana. Very often you want to double cast those if you have, for example, 2 at the start. Even though you lose some of the mana, basically, because on turn 2 you cast only this one. It's usually worth it in the long run. If the game goes for 4 or 5 turns, like suddenly you have a 6/6 at least. So that's pretty huge. And what more, they benefit multiple times from some of the effects that we have. So let's check the Tainted Adversary, another card that we run. It's basically a 5 mana, 3 creatures, and all of them are zombies. So you can see the triggers already, right? So basically, if you have Champion of the Perished and you cast the Adversary with at least 1 kicker, you get a +3/+3. And what more, like a hidden benefit, Champion is in the board already. It is haste attack. So additional 3 attack on haste creature, basically, it's big, it's huge. So and the next turn you start attacking with the zombies, so you get even more punch. So that card is a like late game threat. It's usually this one big punch that kills the enemy. You probably won't cast it ever for like double kicker, and usually you cast those guys like once or twice with the kicker, and the game ends one way or another. So this is the card, but it's extremely powerful in this deck, just because of the zombie synergies. We have Jadar, card that is really good here, because it creates a zombie for free every turn. And what I really like about this card, even though of course it's just 1 attack, 1 toughness, so it dies quite easily, but to be honest, I didn't feel like it. It usually stayed in the game for a long time. The fact that it creates a free creature every turn is so important, because you can start attacking enemy, and if you ever played any kind of aggro deck, you do feel that at the start of the game, when enemy is at 20, they don't really care about being on 18 or on 16. When they are around 12, then they start to care. And this helps you get there. And that's pretty big, because it's basically 3 attacks, and usually enemy doesn't really care about them so much at the start. And yeah, that's pretty huge. The fact that you can improve them with blade stitched scab, and honestly, I'm even thinking about switching Graf Reaver into scab, because this card is extremely huge for the deck. So if you face a lot of planewalkers, this one definitely is better, because it's basically a free planewalker removal. But if you play just aggro decks and things like this, well, it's still pretty good, right? Because it trades with Cavalier. But this card is definitely a big contender for this slot. So you might think that being 2/3 with just +1 on the other zombies, so it doesn't buff itself, of course, is not really great. But when you create multiple zombies with Decade, like 2 or 3, and suddenly all of them are 3 attack, believe me, that makes a huge difference whether you attack for 6 or for 9. not coincidence. So yeah, that's actually really good. And all of those creatures are zombies. All of them are more threatening. Even like the measly Shambling Ghast. It can kill up to 3 toughness creature on its own. That's insane, because you can just keep this versus Cavalier, and yeah, you get trampled, but still you will trade with the Cavalier for 1 drop. And that really gives you this extra value for the deck, and extra tempo, right? Because you don't pay any mana for all those additional stats. You cast this once and it has very decent stats, so 2-3 is okay for 2 mana. And suddenly you get benefit every turn for the rest of the game until the scab is removed. So I think this is a huge card for the deck. What more? We have Felstinger, of course, some kind of reload. We have Kaito, of course, so they are a bit in the same spot. You could also play more Headless Rider, so they give more tempo and a bit more value. This gives a lot more value, but is negative on the tempo. So it depends how you feel the matchups go. If you are just not having cards and you want to play something, but your hand is empty, probably Felstinger is your guy. But if you have a lot of of spells to cast and you just cannot do everything before you die or win, it's probably the Headless Rider. Yeah, like genius, I know. So going further into extreme late game, we have 1 Necroduality. This is the card that will basically double everything you do. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield, create a token that's copy. So you need to remember that all the decayed zombie tokens won't trigger this, right? Because it's whenever a non-token zombie. But other than this, all your real cards will be doubled, except Jadar, because it's not a zombie. But it's still a very powerful card, especially when you get swept, because then imagine like casting 1 Headless Rider. Suddenly you have 2 of them, and when they die, they create another 2 zombies. Like, then this 1 card basically makes you double board. So that's insane. And 4 mana is not the worst, you know, you can recover from this very quickly. So next turn after you play this, you just flood the board. Just be aware of the sweepers, right? You don't want to go all in, especially with this, because it lets you refuel the board very easily. So always keep those 2 creatures in the hand, unless you are sure that the enemy won't sweep. And the big finisher for the late game, Overcharged Amalgam. You have seen this card, we have played with it a bit, but with this deck definitely it has very easy time triggering exploit and it will always counter something. That's really easy to do, especially with the decayed zombies. So, not much to tell about this. Pretty good card. I think flying is a big thing because it lets you go over the top with this last piece of damage that enemy did not expect. Usually enemy wants to play some big thing, either sweeper, planewalker, some huge creature like Goldspan, something like this that will turn the game around, right? So he can start finally winning. And then you counter it, and not only you counter it, you actually start having even more damage on the board that's permanent and unblockable. And usually that's enough to close the game. That was close. So other than this, we don't have really much. Of course, we have Hive. Hive has the same function to close the games. We have some removal. We have 1 counter spell. It's pretty good because you can make the casualty very casually. It can be removed for something else. You can play a creature instead of this. It depends. But generally, make this appear is nearly never a dead card. We are killing enemy quite quickly, so it will hit something. Other than this, we also have Rotten Reunion. I think I didn't mention it. It's just 1 off, but believe me, this card is awesome. It seems like complete junk, but the fact that you can cast it at instant speed is the big deal here. And not only this, the 2/2 Black Zombie token is a 3/2 very often, and it means that if you cast it with flashback for 3 mana at the end step, enemy will get hit for 6 more damage. And believe me, he does not expect it. And it means that very often you will kill the enemy because of this card, because like he just does not expect it. So of course you need Scab for this, but from my experience, Scab rarely dies. They don't really target it maybe as much as they should, because it's a scary card. But this just makes all the zombies so much better. And they also trigger Champion of the Perished, so if you have double champion and you cast this at the end step, you not only make 4/4 in the stats, you also make 4/4 in the counters for champions for the perished. So yeah, like a lot of synergies all around. And that's the deck. I've been talking way too much. I didn't think you can talk so much about the zombie deck. I thought it's just so simple and plain. So I hope you have found the introduction helpful. I think we covered a lot of introductions. And as a final impression and result we went around, I think 50%. We didn't play a lot of games. And I think it's a slightly above 50% in Platinum if you play it well. So yeah, it's pretty strong deck. You can rank with it. Probably around like Diamond and Mythic. It might be harsh, but yeah, it's pretty decent. Probably the best version of zombies you will get. So with that being said, if you like the deck, if you appreciate all the crafting that was done for this deck, and believe me, this deck is devastating to the wild cards. I actually had to spend all the money I had on the account just to craft those Champions of the Perished, Jadars, and Headless Riders, because that's not the type of cards I'm usually playing. And this is also a disclaimer for you. If you are short on wild cards, better watch the video first before deciding whether you want to craft it, because other than the zombies, you won't play those cards. So, going back to the original topic, if you like this kind of deck and you appreciate all the effort put into the video, don't forget to subscribe. It is the biggest thing you can do to help the channel grow. And that being said, enjoy the videos, I hope you like the games, and we smashed some Boros, so I think you might enjoy this. Alright, so we are going first. It's okay hand, but we definitely want blue. If we don't hit it, I guess we go for Felstinger and Refuel, and hopefully that's not too late. Interesting. Werewolves in a very regional matter. Alright, so we make zombie. Oh, we need actually to remove something. Wow. It's good to read my cards, so we cannot do anything really. Let's hope enemy will play something so we can remove it and then exile it, but we definitely need the island. So then we can play the Scap on the curve, and that should be okay. Sure. So it will take some time until something is in the graveyard. You know what? I will take it. It's not the best. It's definitely not the worst. It trades with whatever he plays if we want to. And there's a high chance that we won't, because then we can Rotten Reunion. Okay, that's definitely not the scary one. So this doesn't really do much right now. And next turn Kumano will become a creature, but still nothing is really threatening right now. We still didn't hit our land, so that's a thing. This is instant and this is instant. So I think we wait and we just remove whatever he plays and then exile it and then get zombie, and then we go with Felstinger to draw cards into island, into Scap. That's my plan. That's on the fly tactical approach of zombie player. Basically. It's a good situation because he has nothing great here. Okay. Like, I guess we could do it twice, but it's probably more important to just get rid of the initiate when we can. So let's give him attack. Okay, and now we exile. Better this, because there's a chance that he might have adversary for 5 mana and recast it. Easy. See? Expected. Huh. I guess Felstinger is actually a bit better here. We also get Refuel. That's a wrong mana. He should leave black. I have no idea why he did it. This is a bit irritating, not gonna lie. We did not get punished, but that was still a huge mistake. Like, I don't think we have one blue mana card in the deck, like altogether. So yeah. Alright, so enemy is stuck on 2 mana, but he has extremely cheap plays. So that's interesting. I think we cast this guy, because it gives us plenty of cheap zombies. We could also play this as a blocker. It's really tempting. Like, if enemy draws land, he will play the Cavalier, and this does nothing. So I think we better take one more hit, and if there's nothing to counter, we just Rotten Union. So like, we still don't lose as much value. We need to pressure enemy though really quickly. This is scary, don't get me wrong. But next turn it's this one. Hopefully initiate. Like, I mean, sure. I can counter it, I guess. Not my first choice. But we will do what we will do. We need to attack with this one. But still the adversary is just the most damage. Oh, if you control no creatures with Decayed, we will control those creatures. So I think we attack like this, because next turn it's more valuable with the Scab, because they will hit for 3 instead of 2. So if we don't get the token anyway, we trade whatever he plays with adversary. I think that's okay. Like, it still hurts, this 2 damage, but we can start trading really well very quickly. I don't know, maybe zombie? Seems about right. And I guess now we just smoke. That's the play. Like, we are in for the kill. And we cast the reunion later. So we don't have anything with Decay at the end of the turn. Like, enemy is at 9. Like, so far we are very close to racing the enemy. Like, this burst with Blade Stitched Scab is just pretty huge. And Rotten Union, you can see the power is there. It's basically like 6 damage in a way. I hope he attacks. Haha, we got him on the defensive. Definitely play with fire now. Okay, maybe definitely is a bit of a too strong word, but probably this. Okay. And now we attack like this. And I think that's it, right? We just make sure. I guess I could attack with more because of the Headless Rider. So yeah, probably a misplay from my side. You can see the control player here. I'm just overly cautious. I don't want to go all in usually. I prefer slow control. But yeah, Kumano makes everything exiled, so it doesn't really die, right? Let me check the wording on the Headless Rider. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So we wouldn't get tokens anyway. Yeah, it has to die. Die means it needs to go into the graveyard and it will be exiled. So it won't really matter this way. So we made the good call in the end. Alright, so we are really short on the black mana. But I hope it's enough. And we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1 black for each creature. And this will help. That's actually a really good draw. I really hope we play against something that doesn't have sweepers, because then we can double champion and go really crazy very quickly. And we like getting crazy. Oh no, not you. Not you. I still think we need to go for the second champion. This is the only way like we can ramp fast enough. Man, if we were on the play, that would be so much better. Like, that would be extremely good then. But we are on the draw, and this is the reason that he can start synergizing so much better than normally. So it's 3-3, right? No, 3-2. Okay. I don't really want to trade with the champion. I think we use adversary at some point. We have 5 mana in total, so we know we will be able to cast it on curve with this extra punch of zombies. Of course we don't. As long as it's not lifelink, we don't care. That's kinda the point. I do like drawing cards. It might be our lethal actually. It's just plain walker. So I think we just pump it. And of course we do not exploit, because there's no target, because there's no planewalkers. And we just attack for 5. Unfortunately, this turn lifelink comes into play, most likely. And that will make racing incredibly hard. It depends how much he pumps the creature. If he has like Michiko, okay. So it's a bit of a slower. Like, he's heavy investing, and this is basically our last attack for the game. Let's go for black. We definitely want to cast. Oh man, like, I want to cast it so much. But I guess we need to attack with this and this only. We could also not exploit. And honestly, it seems like a best idea, I guess. This way we grow everything. He doesn't really want to trade, I think. We could also go for the first stinger. Like, we don't lose damage then. No. I think we need maximum damage. This will be a huge card because it will create 3 zombies for the champion. So we need to just push him and hope for the best. But next turn from his side will be crazy. The correct block is probably Champion of the Parish, the 4/1. Okay, that's risky. I don't think he can kill us. However, he can champ block multiple cards a turn, so that's a problem. But Tainted Adversary is hopefully our out. As long as there's no lifelink, we are good, but I'm pretty darn sure he has the lifelink. I cannot believe that he wouldn't have. 8-7. We still have Death Touch Scorpion, so we don't care as much. And that was it. He didn't have the lifelink. And even on the play, he was not able to keep up with double Champion of the Parish. This is why it was so important to double cast those, even though it kinda destroyed our turn early, but the value is there. Alright, we are on the draw, with pretty perfect draw, I must say. This is extremely explosive. We have all the mana on curve, we are on the play, and we have perfect first zombie, Champion of the Perished. So enemy is in trouble, unless he plays mono white, so it will still be a challenge most likely. Let's go for blue. And the best one is Jadar. Yeah, because we can start attacking with first trigger. Oh, it's not a zombie, so we cannot, but still, it's just the best value. We get one trigger anyway with the other ones, but we don't get additional zombie. Aspirant will be a problem, of course. He actually does attack. That's really interesting. I'm not sure if he's reading situation correctly. Yeah, exactly. Like, what was the idea? I have no idea what those players have in mind, so he just attacks always, and then he realizes, oh no, I'm not the attacker, like, what? Alright, we're going first. Decent start. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot of power early game, so we of course go with the Graf Reaver. Even though it might have some other functions later, it's just more damage. We do not exploit. This is basically 50% damage increase compared to this one, and given how many lands we have, if we draw anything else, except land, yeah, cool. So I guess we have to play this. So I hope the Hive is our late game. I really wanted to play some Scorpions and things like this. Wow, that's a Doomscar. I see. Let's go for blue. How much mana do we have? I can actually make a zombie horde, which makes a difference. And also this one counter, that's actually also relevant. Like, we need to pressure him as much as we can. Let's go for black. I'm not sure about the Hive, but Yeah, like probably. I don't suspect a lot of creatures, and 3 damage a turn means that we neutralize like 3 creatures, so it's probably better. Wow. He just has it all. I mean like everything. Doomscar, Vanishing Verse and a healing creature. All of them in the top 10 cards. That's pretty fun. Well, that definitely hurt. Like Vanishing Verse was exactly not what we wanted. He even got this for the treasure so he can cast black card. Like that's as perfect as it gets. And that's another Doomscar. Are you for real, man? Into another Innkeeper. Like this, he basically drew everything against aggro, while we drew mostly lands for the full game. Like this is insane, really. Let's see how he plays. If he blocks, there's a high chance he might just go for the Doomscar right now. So I think we play like this. If he didn't block, out Infernal Grasp probably. I see, I see. Let's check the creatures. Sure, we don't care about this. So we remove the Innkeeper. And now we have free path to play more lands. Like, man, please stop. You will Doomscar, but we just need more pressure. I don't care. We need to hit something that is not a land. I'm getting crazy right now. Can I get non-land, please? I guess I can't. How much lands we drew? 7 cards. We drew like 55% of lands this game. While enemy is drawing sweepers, healing and removal into win condition. Wow, now, after all the creatures are dead, it's insane. I'm just rage quitting this one. Finally, going first with Jadar and Kaito. This is what we came to do. We can play Swamp. If that was instant, I would play Island. Like, just to conceal it. And we are against the same deck as always, right? Because why not? The adversary that will inevitably come next turn, you will see, I can feel it in the air. One of those cards is a 3/3 adversary attacking us like crazy. So, I think it's still the Jadar. And next turn is Bloodchief first and the Scab, so this will make the zombie token even better and more useful. Wow. Wow, it's actually not this. Man, this is actually insanely good for us. They actually whiffed on the adversary. My life is complete. That's it. Living my best. So we have 2 options. We can go for Kaito and the card draw. But I don't think that's the thing we need the most. Enemy is tapped out, so we don't need to care about it too much. This creates more damage every turn. So basically it's like lightning board every single turn. And let me tell you, a free lightning board is a good thing. And this is like a mini combo. It's not huge, but it actually increases the damage that you will deal by 50% from those tokens. And that's pretty huge. I'm not even sure if we block with Scab. If he tries to bait the block, I think we just don't give it and attack harder. That's what we are here for, right? We are zombies. Sunrise Cavalier. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. And that's attack. I'm not sure about this one. Like, I mean, it's not really any choice here, right? And we attack with everything except this one, right? We also start drawing cards, which is insane. And I mean insane as a good insane. So we try to raise. And yeah, sure, we can do it. It is tempting to go for the ninja, to be perfectly honest. You control no creatures with Decayed, okay, so token is okay. But I still think drawing cards is really good. Like, we get the land for the next turn, it's not the worst, you know? We still get the token. Shambling Ghast is actually pretty scary right now. And we of course never go to the night time, because we are too active player to ever tap out, to ever give up the turn. That's a problem. That's actually some problem. We need to take it, right? Yeah. We don't really get any value here. Oh, Make Disappear is actually pretty good draw here. Alright. Oh, that's a Vigilance as well. Like, it has to be like this, right? I don't love. I do not love. But we need to sneak this damage somehow. And also we want attack to draw cards. Because this will make a difference. Oh man, maybe we just cast another Kaito. And then we still have Make Disappear. Tainted Adversary is great. Huh. But Anger Fire, like, he will cast it and gain so much life. And if we don't cast anything, it's a bit suspicious. So I just want Kaito. It's also protected. So this way, we make it less obvious that we have a counter spell.
Now this
And also get additional cards, right? I would really like a Tainted Adversary, but... oh man, just make it stop. Of course we put this effect, so this gets triggered. And enemy is tapped out. Still not perfect. If he attacks, we are in trouble, and he will because it's Boros. They will always freaking do this attack. And next turn, it is a huge problem. Alright, this is actually a really good draw. I think. So we have multiple options. If he Angel Fire on this one, it's not as scary. I think Tainted Adversary is a thing. But then we cannot cast the Bloodchief first, and that's a problem. Man, this is so hard. This is insanely hard. I don't know what to do. I want to kill the Cavalier so much. It's so much stats right now. I don't think we can draw anything great here. We could also go for this with Kicker and the Kumano, but this will be 7-7. We need to sacrifice something just for the trample. We don't kill it because it's like Death Touch doesn't work, and we cannot kill them in response, so it seems like the worst idea. Yeah, like, not much of a choice here. And let's go for the Ninja.
our eyes are everywhere.
I actually forgot it's pre-combat main phase. I think we attack like this. Like, we want to attack with this one, so we get the new token. And I really think we don't have more time than this. We need to be as aggressive as possible. Like, this 3 extra damage might matter, and I don't think that some zombies in 2 turns will make it such a big difference. Like, we can survive this. It has trample. Enemy has 1 mana though. That's so suspicious. How many play with fires? He played none, so there is a very high chance he has it. Like, he has to have something, right? So if we don't block, what happens? We attack with everything. He blocks this and this, and we go with 4 damage through, and we don't kill him. So I guess we go like this. Not extremely happy, but we don't die. And I guess we need value and not the, you know, thing. Do we go like this? I think we have to. We hope to draw a creature with Kaito. Like, we do have removal, we need to pressure him. His Angel Fires are done, we will get new token. Making a ninja is also interesting choice. Infernal Grasp means that we die to play with fire, so that's pretty awful. We can double block right now. I still think we draw. We don't have anything to do with our mana.
I know something you don't know.
Oh man. I don't know how to react to this one. But definitely let's get the token first. Oh man, if he has play with fire, I think he wins. But if he doesn't have any direct damage, I'm pretty sure we can overwhelm him with the reunion. That's 3 mana, he has double. Okay. Also, this is not daytime, by the way, not sure if he realized. Okay, 1 and 2. Perfect! I think we got it. Enemy is tapped out, he has no lands, so we let him attack, so he misjudged the situation. Because we have all the information and he doesn't. We only need to block this one, right? We could also kill this one and block the other one. Yeah, I don't see any way that we get dealt this lacking damage. Oh man. Man, the tapper! You have only 1 card in the hand, why would you ever tap like this? We actually might lose due to this fact. That's insane. I hope we still win, but this was awful. Like, completely awful. Huh. So we definitely go for the cheap instance. So let's go. Reckless Impulse. He gets to remove 1 creature. And that's a good choice. And because we didn't get the additional one, I think we die, right? 4. Maybe we would die anyway. So I guess that's okay, in a way. We need to think about this turn. We have really a lot of options. We only have 1 of those in the deck, I believe, so no point in trying to draw another one. So we attack with this, definitely. I think we... Do we attack with this? No. Yeah? Yeah. I think 1 blocker and Amalgam is enough. He doesn't really want to try it. So he will take it and hope to win next turn. We also get additional token with Jadar thanks to this. Man, the auto tapper just destroyed this game for us. We did not play a spell. So let's play a spell. Oh, but then we don't get the token. Okay, let's go full control into the end step. We can cast it after this resolves. Yeah, and then we cast spell during our turn. That's extremely important. If this flips, that will be a huge problem. And honestly, I don't think we need more cards. This is the last turn of the game. All we need is more power.
Someone on the inside who can help.
Yeah? Okay, and I'm going full control for this one. Yeah, first, let's get this one. Now we get this one. Okay, let's not mess the one game, okay? And I'm not sure. I hate Raiju with passion, so we will go with Raiju. Okay, and we still have the mana for the Amalgam, which is the main play. Qatar did not flip because we cast spell, but we still get the token. We have to counter this one. We do not have a choice. And we get this one, because this is something that cannot block, and we can die him, we can kill him in air. All we need to do is block. So this will be Cavalier, and we have to sacrifice the Amalgam and 1 chump blocker, but then we can attack him with the rest, and we win. So he needs a very good card. That won't do it. I think we won, even with the auto tapper sabotage, but we still won, I think. I'm not sure if he calculated. This card was his out. Well, I don't know what it was, but probably not the land. If he fought so much, that it means that that was something different. And now he's now he played the card, and now he's thinking if that's enough. Like, man, that's not how you do it. Man, like, Boros players are something else.